time for a little hot summer mics because, you know, another day, another player podcast. This time we got a new one. It's courtesy of Fever guard Sophie Cunningham, who on the debut episode of Show Me Something, she showed that she stands up for Caitlin Clark, both on and off of the floor. Take a listen.
You have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her Cece. Cece. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year, and like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like actually, it's just too much.
I think Caitlin's had a little bit of a target on her back probably since she came into the league. She pushes back though, Ramona.
Yeah, some of that is just hazing. Some of that is exactly what Sophie said. But I also think that she's defined herself as the enforcer now. And I think the fact that her teammates have her back and they're going to stand up for her is what they've been waiting for. The question is, will the refs?
Well, Napheesa dominated on both ends of the court on Wednesday. She scored 16 of her 30 points in the paint. She knocked down 6 free throws, went 2 of 4 from downtown, a complete offensive game, and reminded us all that she's also the Defensive Player of the Year. She held the Liberty to 3 of 14 shooting, 21%, as we mentioned, as the closest defender here. You know this, Iman. When two teams who met in the finals see each other for the first time in the regular season, everyone may say, right, that there's nothing extra. It's just a regular season game. The way that these ladies were playing, you know that there was just a little bit extra behind this one. Of course, Ramona Shelburne, Mark Spears here as well. Ramona, Stewie was not available for this game. We're going to see these two teams play 3 more times here over the next couple of weeks. Will we see Stewie for any of them? What is she dealing with exactly?
Maybe. She's got a bone bruise in her knee. And from what I understand, this is going to be, as Holly Rose said this on the broadcast last night, weeks, not days. And the expectation from what I'm told, though, is that there's hope that she returns before the playoffs, that she can return to get some time in here. Now, this is when people think she suffered this injury. It was against the LA Sparks the other night. But from what I understand, it might just be overall load that she's been carrying. I mean, obviously, she plays a lot of basketball. She had injuries to those legs before and that knee before. And so this is just a be a safe situation, like let's get you healthy to the playoffs and in your best possible shape.
The Liberty and the Lynx Finals rematch absolutely lived up to the billing. Lucky for us, we get to see it 3 more times here in the next couple of days, and even luckier for me, I get to break it down with Andraya Carter, Coach Carolyn Peck. I'm going to start with you, CP. This was everything that I was hoping for out of this game, maybe minus health, and hopefully we see that next time around. What can you take away from this matchup?
Well, I think that the big 3 for Minnesota showed up. You had Napheesa Collier, she had 30, McBride 24, and Courtney Williams, her shot wasn't falling, but she had 13 assists. And so I think the ball movement, that's the thing that Minnesota is so good with, is moving the basketball around. They lead the league in assists and gets their offense working, and then defensively never really allowed New York to get into a rhythm.
I was really impressed with Courtney Williams because sometimes when you're not shooting well, it can kind of take you out of everything, right? But for her to know her role on this team and still be able to find her teammates, it was incredible. One of my favorite moments, and we've talked about MVP, right? New York goes on this 11-0 run. They cut the lead. And what does Fee do? She gets the ball on the extended elbow and just drives. She's aggressive. She gets the and one. Minnesota knows exactly who they are. Offensively and defensively, they're connected on both sides. They know who their superstar is in Napheesa Collier. We saw that down the stretch in this game. But I also have to say, New York doesn't have much to hang their head about because New York came in this game, obviously the loss, right? And there's no more victories, but they came out with so much more energy than they did in the Dallas game. They came out hunting the paint. Jonquel Jones got into the paint. Sabrina Ionescu got into the paint. There were a lot of aspects of this game. 15 points off the bench for Isabel Harrison. They're going to get pieces back. Emma Miesemann, Breanna Stewart. So I think New York can walk away from this matchup with Minnesota and not feel too bad about it.
I think New York's kicking themselves. When you look at how many layups that they missed, they smoked in the paint. I think that's where they're going to really focus on. Yeah, we made a run, but you should have done that earlier.
Right.
And did they finish in the paint? I think that was a missed opportunity.
But Drea and I both thought that even though we didn't see the Liberty at full strength, this was still a measuring stick game, and this was still a game that I thought the Lynx needed to go out and win, because you want to plant that little seed of doubt. You want to show the Liberty that we're not afraid of you. And I wonder, Coach, you weren't quite sold on that after watching this game, how much it clearly meant to the Lynx, even if they weren't saying it. When Courtney Williams made her first bucket, she was letting everybody know about it. I wonder how you think about that now.
I don't think that the Lynx were going out with anything to prove. It's a matter of you want to win the series. And when you take that first one, you're to the advantage. And understand, when you go to New York, they're going to have that extra motivation. So you got to get that one at home. That was the most important thing.
I'm also so interested because I see this both ways. New York is adding pieces, right? They get Breanna Stewart back, obviously, when she's healthy and good to go. They're getting Emma Meesseman back. But when I think about some of the potential lineups that they're going to have to face against Minnesota, this game is so fast.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have chemistry on the defensive end especially, and I'm curious to see if New York is going to have enough time to get the chemistry with the new pieces to compete with the speed that Minnesota plays with. But they have more depth. So does Minnesota have the depth, but does New York have the chemistry? It's
a little bit of pick your poison. I'm not sure which one wins out, but I am sure, I think all three of us can agree here, we get to have 3 more of these,
that's a good
right?
thing.
In the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
And we are so excited. Sign us up, baby.